Everything was flourishing. It was a booming town. You know, they used to call it Little Harlem.
The West Side was the heart of jazz here in Asbury Park. People were together. They were able to go out on the weekends, bring their wives and their girlfriends, and sit back and listen to some outstanding musicians perform, and to see them and to mingle with each other, both black and white, in the Asbury Park area. Springwood Avenue was just loaded. People were there, by the tons on the weekends.
They came from the east side of Asbury Park with their furs, pulling up with their limousines, and there was no racial incidents whatsoever. Everybody just melded together.
It was a fun time, and it wasn't racial. They had some of the biggest name people that came there.
You had the Big Bills, you had the Turf Club, you had the Orchid. Those were the three main clubs that you could play.
The Elks, and the Capitol, and Cubas, the Redwood, Savoy, and the State Ballroom.
The pool room, and there's the Capitol. Yeah, down further on Springwood, we called it the two-door.
Spring was in our heart. We loved it. You know what I mean? We actually loved it. You know what I mean? It was just something to have. Something to have, to treasure, to cherish for that time that we had it, and we didn't have it long.
I mean, you could ride down the avenue in the summertime and you hear music from the right, you hear music from the left. I used to live on Atkins Avenue. I could sit on my step and hear music coming from Turf Club and coming from the Elks, which was right behind the Turf Club.
And sometimes musicians would come in, and Count Basie's trombone players used to come in and sit in with us, and so it was an exciting time.
I would walk out of the Elks, walk around the block to the corner of Avenue A and Springwood Avenue to the Capitol, listen to what the musicians are playing there in the Capitol, walk just a few steps down from the Capitol, walk into the Turf Club and check those guys out, see what they were playing.
I thought the Orchid Lounge had the real look. Purple and black. Oh, were you talking about pretty? Oh, that was a pretty club. That was a nice club.
I did a lot of playing at the Orchid Lounge, playing with Palmer Jenkins, D. Holland.
I've had a beautiful life. Sometimes it feels like a fairy tale,
The riot changed everything, of course.
That riot hit, it was the 4th of July weekend in 1970. I got a phone call, Cliff, you better come down to the drugstore because this was around 10 o'clock at night, that somebody broke in the window. And I saw all these various strange people running up and down the street. I said, what's going on? It started the night of July 3rd. The next morning I went down there, people were in the drugstore, just all over the place, just helping themselves, just taking whatever they want to take. I could feel the change coming, and it resulted in destroying all those venues.
And I never could get over the fact that people will burn down where you live. There were homes that were burnt down. people businesses.
Stores on Springwood Avenue where they were getting their foods and clothes and all of that, you know. It was just gone, you know, just in a very short period of time. People running down the street with shoes, meats on their shoulders and all that stuff.
I was standing in front of the bar, and the first brick that I saw thrown was by a guy I never seen before. I don't know where this guy came from or anything. But it was some people riding by, and he picked up the brick and he threw the brick like it was a football and went right into this window and hit this man's side of the head. I'll never forget that as long as I live. And I never seen this guy before. The people who came and started this riot, we didn't know them. We had no idea, you know, who they were. And then they start burning the town down, burning Springwood Avenue down. It was a shame that what happened to Springwood happened to Springwood, because we wouldn't have done it. It wasn't us. Springwood Avenue was our life.
But it was some good bands here, and they were all working.
When you talk about the sound of Asbury Park, you have to put in the R&B from the West Side, because some of the artists, the white artists, would come to the West Side to hear what was going on, and they would pick it up, take it back. You know, that's how Bruce became Bruce. And to give you a good example of Bruce with his music, when he got Clarence in his band, his whole thing changed. It was a feeling.
You know, jazz has something you can feel. You can feel jazz. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the words.
Music is not supposed to be black and white. Music is music, but it's a collaboration of East and West. When I think you're talking about the Asbury sound.
Our kids don't know what life was like. We had it, and we lost it. We lost it.
Asbury shouldn't be a West Side and East Side. It's not that big.
We had a black society. We had to.
But sometimes you might have to go back to go forward. You know, and there has to be a foundation. And I think without a foundation, nothing's really going to happen.
You know, the Asbury Park was just the center of jazz, and really a place that people could come and really enjoy themselves, sit back and relax with no tension.